Hello there, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if this is your first time, welcome. Have you ever felt dumb? Like not smart like other people? Like you genuinely just feel like, I just am not measuring up. Like I feel dumb, I feel like I'm not smart, I'm not really into school. You're not alone. This is something that I experienced when I was in school, when I was in college. I felt, even as a child, less than when it came to school, when it came to academics, because I just wasn't getting the grades that my sister got, right? Which was like A's and B's. I was getting like A's and B's and C's and D's and maybe even sometimes F's. And that was in both childhood and in college. And I just found myself like there was like no feeling or desire to like for certain classes and certain things for me to push to get a better grade, or like it was like boring to me. Like I never felt like I fit in that realm. So when it came to being smart in an academic way, in a scholar way, I was always just like, that never really fit for me. And then being compared to my sister who was getting those grades, I was seen as the dumb one and she was seen as the smart one. I was seen as the slower one, she was seen as the one that knew more, in the sense of like being smart or knowing things or being intelligent. In college, I found myself liking certain classes and getting good grades in those classes, but then there were some classes where I'm just like, this is fucking boring. I don't care to be here. What am I even doing? I changed my major multiple times because I wanted to feel a zest. I wanted to feel a passion. I wanted to feel a light. I wanted to feel ignited by what I was doing, what I was majoring in. And I just didn't feel that. And so for me, a lot of it is I have to feel it to really do it, to really push for it, to really put effort into it and care about it. Whereas like academically, you're just like, you have to take these certain courses and you have to have these certain amounts of points, and there's all these stipulations around what you can and cannot do. And then when you can do it, it's like, well damn, how many classes did I have to take as a prereq to even get here? So after college, I started to research for myself, right, and learn for myself through YouTube, through reading books, through my own translation of my emotional intelligence, through my own translation of my feelings, and through my own receptivity to my intuition, to source, to the universe, to God. And it's through this connection after college, after trying to go that traditional route, after really trying to make myself fit in and having to fit in, right? As a child, obviously, until high school, there's a level of, you have to kind of go to school if you want to exist. Like that's just a thing in the world. College was a choice, but then it's like wasn't really a choice, because that's again part of the traditions. Like you're pushed to go to college after you graduate high school, and I wanted to go to college. I mean, what else was I gonna do, right? But I went to college, and like I said, I had that experience. At a point, I even wanted to drop out, as I've shared in another video. I didn't end up dropping out, ended up dropping out by default. And then that is when the space came for me to learn in my own way, in my own time, and really at my own pace. This is when I realized I'm not dumb. Yeah! My whole life I thought I'm dumb. I thought like there's something wrong with me, like I'm not smart like other people. Other people are like smart and they know what they want to do and they're just like so put together. Me, I don't know, I'm not smart. And that was internalized beliefs from my family, comparison to the people around me, how some people acted toward me in my romantic relationships, in my friendships. But also it was me being put and forced and shoved into a system that didn't honor the way that I need to learn, that didn't feed my soul, that didn't feed the way that I need to be fed. It didn't offer what I need to be offered. There was no, it was like the passion was there in certain classes, like I said, and in certain times, but it never really stuck. It wasn't until I started connecting to God that I was able to realize I have an intuitive intelligence, and that exists. Universal intelligence, universal knowledge, universal wisdom exists. And a lot of people don't know about this because we're taught, get in the system, fit in the line, get in the line, follow the traditions. If you don't fit this way, then you must not be shit. If you don't get it this way, then you must be slow. If you're not, and it's like, that's not true. That's a lie, right? To make us think that there is only one way to be smart, only one way to live, only one way to do things, when that's just not the case. I found myself in the present moment meeting a lot of people who see me on first sight and they're like, wow, I know you're smart, so, or someone said to me, you know, if I was taking a test, I would sit next to you. And it's like, boy, if you knew how I was at testing in college and in high school and middle school and just in school in general, like, it wasn't my favorite thing. And I didn't fail every test. I wasn't flunking everything like wah. But like, I wasn't also succeeding or exceeding, you know? And so I was kind of just like surviving, living, you know, going through the motions, being my own person. And so, as I've come into being my own person reborn, I realize I'm actually so smart, and I'm actually an intellectual, and I'm actually very intelligent. But these spaces did not feed that, and they did not create space for that. They don't create space for that. I feel like it stuck out to me when I realized, like, people are just looking at me and they're seeing that I'm smart, when I used to feel so freaking dumb. And then I look at myself and I'm like, wait, I actually like do know stuff. It's just a different kind of intelligence. It's a different kind of knowledge, of wisdom, of way to learn, right? I'm self-taught, I'm self-experienced. Yes, I have looked at spiritual leaders and videos on YouTube, and I have read books, but again, I'm the one who has had to really integrate and take in the information and reconstruct my mind and rewire my beliefs. And yes, again, I've been helped. I'm not saying I did it all alone, especially through God, but there is a way in which you can just receive information from the divine, from God, without even needing to open a book, without even needing to read this or that or watch this or that. Because as you tap into source consciousness, as you tap into source, you are going to receive, oh my God, I'm saying this word, I don't even know what this word means. Where did I even get this word from? Oh my God, how did I know that? I never knew that before. It's because something from a higher level is coming into you and giving you this information. And so, you know, through emotional intelligence and emotional translation and reading and just opening my mind and tapping into the source and who I am, the reflection of source that I am, and connecting, I've been able to really come into my own when it comes to my mind and my ability to be smart or be intelligent or have an intellect. And it's like, that's so cool, right? Like, it's not done for you. You may think, oh, I'm fucking dumb and I don't know anything, or I'm slow because I don't compare to society standards or norms, but you're not, right? Leave space and be open to the possibility that maybe you're smart in a different way, right? Maybe you're not book smart, but maybe you're common sense smart. Maybe you're not common sense smart, but maybe you're intellectually touched. Like, I don't know, maybe there's like something else about you. Don't just give up on yourself or assume that, oh, I'm dumb and I'm done for, just because you don't learn or receive or take in information and regurgitate it in a specific way. Or maybe you do, but you just need to go about it a certain way first, right? Because I feel like I used to be someone who's like, I don't like to read. Reading's not for me. But ever since I really started tapping into source and my own emotions and translating my emotions and transmuting my energy and my experiences into wisdom through God, right? It's how I've been able to realize, oh my God, like, I have this universal intellect running through me. I have access to this. I don't even necessarily need this. Ooh, now I want to read this book though, because maybe it'll tell me more about this. Or, oh, I feel guided to read this book or watch this video or learn this thing, right? And so it's being open to learning in a way that is not necessarily what we've been taught. Being open to being labeled or receiving in ways that you're not used to, or maybe that you don't see, because I didn't see this until it started happening. And now I'm in the present moment and I'm like, oh wow, I've actually been smart. I've just always had a different way of learning, a different way of receiving, and a different way of intelligence and smartness that the world doesn't yet qualify as good or right, because it's not always like touchable, tangible, right? A lot of the world focuses on what's rigid and what's strict and what's in the student orientation, and what's in the books, and what's in the studies, and what can you prove, right? But what you'll notice, Age of Aquarius, is that the intuition, right, what you cannot see, is actually becoming more prevalent, and it's becoming more normalized, and also people are speaking to this more, and it's beginning to, if not already, which I feel like that could be up for interpretation, carry weight. And so this type of intelligence, this information, your intuition, it carries weight. Your connection to source carries weight. So don't doubt this.